Hey guys, this is Jimmy from jimmysdiy.com. Today I'm going to show you how you can fix a leaky hose bib. You ever had one of the issue where the hose bib is leaking right in front of the handle, which is like right in this area? So when you turn on the hose bib, it leaks right in the front right over here, like by the bonnet nut. This is what's called bonnet nut, and then there is a bonnet inside which prevents water from leaking. So what happened is when you turn this handle, there is a bonnet right in here that prevents water coming and dripping from here. The other thing is when you turn on, the water drips even if it's the when the valve is closed, the water drips from the bottom. That is caused by there's a washer inside that prevents water from leaking. So what happens is when you turn on the faucet, if the inside gasket is good, it moves with the nut when you open the valve, and then what happens is water comes, instead of going down, it's also gushing out from here or leaking, like dripping from here, because of the bonnet that's gone bad or gotten super stiff. Now let's do a little test. I have this one, the Y splitter, that's closed, so this side is open, so it directs the water to the other side, and I'm going to show you what the dripping is like. So see this water start to drip from here. I tested mine where I was able to remove the bonnet by removing the bonnet nut, and then it just sits right behind. And once you remove this nut here, so you'll be able to put in a new bonnet. Given this hose bib is so old, I'm just going to replace the whole entire thing, and I'm going to walk you through the process how you can do that. And for that, you're probably going to need a couple of ratchets here. So first thing you want to do is turn off the water supply for the spigot. This could be in your basement, or you may have to turn off the water main. Alright guys, in order for you to replace a bonnet under the bonnet nut, you need one of these socket set, and you might need a plier as well. So I got a couple of pliers laying around here, and then you don't need a Teflon for this process, but if you decide to change the hose bib, then you're going to need a Teflon tape as well. So let me just walk you through the process of changing the hose bib's bonnet nut. Alright, so you're gonna need a 10mm socket, and what you do is you take off the nut, and this would come right off. After that, you need one of these pliers. Sorry, my plier is acting up, but that's what happens when the kids leave your tools in the outside in the water or dirt. Alright, so take this off. Notice the bonnet in here, the black one. It's basically stuck into this nut now, and you just gotta use the pick to remove it and install a new one. And then when you tighten this up, this water should stop. So I'm going to show you what you could do is, if you got a fairly new hose bib where it's a few years old, like maybe a year or two, you can simply tighten this nut like half a thread. That usually prevents it, but mine is at this point, if I do that, it keeps tightening the handle to tight, and also in 2 to 3 days after, it starts to leak again. Alright, so what we're going to do is replace this whole set, and this is, first thing to do is basically you're going to remove the hose and the Y adapter. Then you're basically going to use one of the wrenches that you have to remove this hose bib. Pipe wrench would work better, but I don't have a bigger one, so we're gonna give it a shot with this. Alright guys, so what helped was getting a grip plier on the back, and then using one of these wrenches to loosen it up. So now it's moving. I've tried multiple areas because I don't have too much space, so I grab the front of it and then it now comes off. Yeah, so this way what will happen is you don't split your socket from the back where it's soldered on. Alright, got this bad boy off. I'm gonna leave the ratchet there. So you need to make sure you get, this is 1/2 inch and threaded outwards, not inwards. There's usually one that threads inside in there. So let's get the new one in. Alright, so I got my Teflon on and I'm going to remove this paper here that's with the barcode that I picked up from Lowe's, so it's a little bit easier to put it on rather than this thing coming in between. Alright, so I got that off and I just actually pulled it off right off. So what we're going to do is we're going to thread this in to the socket and make sure you thread it properly. It should easily go in as opposed to cross threading, which will result in leak and it will take a lot more force to go into the socket. So you'll see some resistance here, small, but it should thread itself on because of the Teflon. I got it hand tightened. What we're going to do is we're going to use the this plier to tighten a little bit more, and then we should be good to go. Alright, I'm going to move the camera a little bit out of the way. On this side. It's getting challenging with the channel lock. Make sure you put your gloves on if you're working very closely to the brick wall. It'll give you a couple of nicks on your hands. I'm gonna try to see if I can use this small pipe wrench to tighten this up. I don't know why they keep making things smaller and smaller. Like where you grab onto this little nut thing, it's extremely small. There we go. Taking off this channel lock, taking off this guy. Let's go test this. I'm gonna go turn on the water to see if there's any leak from the back. Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, I have no leak. I just turned on the water. There's no issue and I'm going to test it. So this is the hose bib and the water's on. There's no water drip from the back and it's functioning as it should. That's it. Thank you for watching.